This month we're going to talk about ladder safety. How much do you know about ladder safety? I have 3 true-false questions to test your knowledge. A common reason for ladder accidents is failure to inspect ladders before use. That's true. You should always inspect your ladder before you use it. If a ladder is defective, return it to where you found it and take another ladder. That is false. If you have a defective ladder, you need to tag it and let someone know so it can either be fixed or taken out of commission so that someone doesn't get hurt. It is safe to stand on the top step of a stepladder. That is also false. You should never stand on the top step because it's easy to lose your balance and fall. Steps and ladders are devices we are going to use to get us to different elevations, and around here at wastewater that could be in and out of manholes, in and out of wet wells, and doing routine maintenance at different plants and pump stations, and even as an escape device in trenches. Our number one hazard when using a ladder is falling. You should be extremely careful when going up and down ladders so you don't lose your balance or slip and fall. When using a ladder at a manhole, you want to make sure that that ladder extends at least 3 feet above ground level. When using a ladder as an escape device in a trench over 5 feet deep, you want that ladder to be no more than 25 feet from all employees that are in the trench. And if it's not, you may need more than one ladder. Before you climb a ladder, remember these safety precautions. Make sure your ladder is on a stable and level surface. Make sure the ladder steps and rungs are free of any kind of slippery material. Don't exceed the maximum load rating of the ladder, and you should wear non-slip shoes. Before using a ladder, check to make sure there are no visible defects and it's in good working condition. You should never use an unsafe ladder. And this guy over here in the picture is thinking real hard about using this ladder, and he should not use it. It's got broken rungs, it's got duct tape all over it, taping it back together. It's very unsafe. You want to avoid placing a ladder near doorways, pedestrian walkways, and high traffic areas. And you should never use a metal ladder near electrical equipment. And you should always face the ladder when climbing up or down, and that goes in and out of machinery or big trucks also. You don't want to climb out like this guy in the picture forward facing because you could fall and get hurt. You want to turn around just like you are on a ladder, and you want to have 3 points of contact when you're climbing, and that means 2 hands and 1 foot or 2 feet and 1 hand. So you want to check the duty rating or load capacity of the ladder. Ladders should always have a sticker on the side of them that gives you the maximum weight capacity and the height of the ladder and what material that ladder is made out of and what type of ladder it is. So for the maximum weight of the ladder, you need to add the weight of yourself plus the weight of your clothing, steel toe boots, whatever PPE you may have on, plus the weight of supplies or tools you may be carrying. So maybe the tool belt you have on, or you're carrying some Quikrete up or down the ladder, and then you're going to add that weight of the tools and supplies that are already on the ladder. So you may have a bucket of some tools that are sitting on the ladder. So I have an example of how you figure that on the side over here. So say your weight is 175 pounds and you're wearing about 5 pounds of clothing and PPE, and then you add the weight of the tools and supplies that are on you, and then that amount of the tools and supplies that may be on your ladder already. So when you add all that up, you have about 245 pounds for the total weight. That's a lot more than just your body weight. I have an example of the sticker on a ladder that's here on the right. The duty rating or maximum capacity is 250 pounds. So the previous example I used where the total weight of the person plus their PPE, clothing, tools and supplies they had was around 245 pounds. They would be fine using this ladder. This sticker also shows the size. This is a 12-foot ladder, but the highest standing level is at 9 foot 4 inches. It's a wooden ladder that's a type 1 heavy-duty industrial ladder. There are different types of ladders with different load capacities and different things you would use them for. You want to make sure that you have the correct ladder for the job and the person that are using them. How do you know if your ladder is safe? There's an acronym, CLIMB. We're going to go through that to see if your ladder is safe. So the C stands for choose the right ladder. You're going to do this by looking at the duty rating to make sure that it's the correct length that you need and it's made of the correct material that you need. And that sticker that shows all this should be on any ladder that you use so that you know you're using the correct ladder. The L stands for look for damaged or missing parts. This is inspecting the ladder before you get on it. So you want to begin at the bottom and make sure the feet are not broken, and then inspect the ladder for cracks. Check all the rungs to make sure none are broken or loose or cracked. Make sure the ladder is clean so there's nothing on it that could make you slip and fall. And make sure the spreader braces are not bent and that they are secure. This picture here on the right shows a good example of spreader braces that are in good shape and they're not bent and they are locked into place. And if you're using an extension ladder, you need to check the rope pulley and the rung locks. Rung locks can get bent and not lock into place, and you for sure don't want to use that ladder. The I stands for ensure safe setup. So you want to get rid of hazards in the area you're going to be working in. And you want to look above you to make sure there's no electrical wires or something you could hit your head on. You want to clear clutter from around the area. You want to make sure that nothing's blocking where you're going to be using your ladder. And in this picture, this guy is a perfect example of an unsafe setup. His area is very cluttered. He's got lots of stuff blocking the area he's working in. He has put his ladder on a rolling cart and a rolling trash can and has climbed up the ladder to change a light bulb. He has a very unsafe setup, and you don't want to do something like this. The M stands for move safely on ladder using 3 points of contact. So you want to wear slip-resistant shoes, and you want to always face that ladder and keep your hands free so that you can have 3 points of contact, and that is 2 hands and 1 foot, or 2 feet and 1 hand, and you want to climb slowly. And here are some examples of the 3 points of contact with a ladder and when exiting or entering a truck. And the B stands for be a ladder expert. To be a ladder expert, you should know what not to do when using a ladder. So I have 5 of the top OSHA ladder violations to go over so you know what not to do. If you're not extending a portable ladder at least 3 feet above a landing surface, using a ladder for a purpose other than what they're designed for, if you're using the top of a ladder as a step like the guy in the picture, not taking a damaged ladder out of service, climbing a ladder with a load that could cause you to lose balance and fall. Those are all things that you should not do. NIOSH has a ladder safety app and it's free to download. Here's a picture of what that app is going to look like. The app helps to prevent ladder falls. You can also use it as an angle measuring tool so that you make sure you have the proper angle on your extension ladder. It also has a section on helping you select the proper ladder to use, and how it shows you how to inspect the ladder and how to set them up so that you're using the ladder properly. If you have any questions or comments, you can stop by the lab and I'll try to answer those, or you can call me, Mary Beth, at extension 104.